Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. Tonight's episode is going to be my recap of the 2021 National. I'm going to show off my pickups. I'm going to talk probably all over the place like I always do. And yeah, I was going to wait on this, but I literally just got done watching Andy. She blinded me with refractors recap video, and it was really good. I mean, he had a list of most of the people he met and everything in details, and it was great. And I sincerely say you should go check it out if you haven't. I'm going to probably not name anyone tonight just because I don't want to leave anyone out. I met so many of you. Just humbling experience. People come up to me and tell me they enjoy my channel. They enjoy what I bring to the community and all of that positive stuff, and it makes me feel very good. And that is the main reason why I make content. I want to grow the hobby. I want everyone to participate. You know all of that if you've been part of our community any period of time. So I realize that my throat is froggy and it was worse yesterday as I was leaving the show. And I was speaking to one of you with your wife, and I had to apologize profusely that by Sunday afternoon I had no voice left. When you start talking Tuesday, you pretty much non-stop talking, and you get the voice goes. Just prior to the National, I had watched my recap from last year. 2 years. I said that a lot. The last National, and that was, if you want to go check that out, I highly recommend. That's episode 187. I actually wrote it down this time. But on to this year's show. If you attended and you didn't have a good time, I don't know what to tell you. If you didn't have a good time because prices were up, okay, that I could understand. Or it was super crowded, okay, I can understand that. I absolutely love that it was super, super crowded. As I mentioned in my daily recaps, the claims that the hobby's dying and kids are priced out. If you were at this show, that's just not the case. I did hear something good during one of the trade nights. I think it was Friday night at Lowe's, that a lot of the youngsters sitting there trading their cards are going to be dealing in the future at the show. So it's almost like just tooling their trade and then setting up the show in the future, which I thought was a really good analogy. I liked it. So maybe a little more detail than the daily recaps I did, which for such an amazing room, the lighting was crappy, but it is what it is. So I did, those of you wondering and asking, ask me in person, I left Chicago Sunday afternoon about 3:30 by the time I got moving, and I drove this year and had a couple of really good private transactions that helped with a lot of things, especially outside the hobby, but also inside the hobby as far as my collection. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as I get to it. But just say that I left Sunday afternoon around 3:30, and I got to my house at 7:30 this morning, Monday. I was able to drive straight through. A couple stops for gas, food breaks, whatnot. And as I had mentioned privately to some of you, actually I think I mentioned it on the channel as well, the distance from, A to B, B to A is the same. No matter where it is, where you're going, vacation, show, whatnot, it just always seems to be shorter on the way home. It just does. It's the same, really, but it just seems to be, you're not looking forward to it. The show is approaching. 1 month to go to the show. Can't wait to see everyone. 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 day, leaving tomorrow. All that good stuff. And it actually dawned on me during my ride home, because you do have a lot of time to think, that I pretty much left. Well, that's not 100% true, but I left my house last Sunday, not yesterday, last Sunday at 10:30. And, after talking to a good friend of mine, he said I should hang out at his house and break up the trip to 2 days rather than try to make the entire journey in 1 day. And I thought it was a good idea. So, he lives in Ohio, and it was nice to break that up. And the reason I'm mentioning that is that he had brokered a card purchase for me, and rather than having it sent to my house while I was away, I said, just have him send it afterwards. I'll have it sent to my house. So it was a card I wanted to show off. It's the 2020 Bowman Chrome Beau Bichette, numbered down there in the corner. I don't know if it'll show up. Here it is. Super shiny. Wish it had etching, but I did talk to them about etching at the Q&A. It was my only question because it was crowded and I didn't want to hog everything. And it just seems like the demand is not there. But I will never give up asking about etching. For every Q&A I go to, I will ask about etching. So, quickly go over some of the things I did get. I have shown off, but now that I have a better camera, lighting and such, here's the 2018 Independence Day Ichiro that I was searching for about 5 months. Never saw one, and a friend of mine found one. He wasn't even aware that I was looking for one. And he's like, look at this, because he knows I like Ichiro. So he's like, found this today. I was like, what? And I said no about 15 times. I said, I've been looking for that. And I offered him more than double, I think, than he paid. He wouldn't take my money. And then he wound up gifting it to me. So that's the first year they made Independence Day. And I apologize for going all over the place here, but, I want to get this on record maybe while I still sound like a frog. Who knows? I was able to get the Michael Jordan Project 2020 card. Yeah, that they're calling. They're not, because they'll get sued by Protect, but this was a free from eBay. It's same size as a Project 70 card, and it pays homage to the shot that beat the Cavaliers, and they're numbered to 2021. And they finally they ran out. They ran out Sunday morning. I thought they would have run out a lot sooner than that. So another, I think I showed you, I did show this off. A friend of mine that gifted the Always Learning Smurf, gifted me, found me again, and then ran into me again and gifted this that I showed off on the other night. Numbered to 922 on the back, or 1500, from 97 SPX. Just a great 90s die cut insert. Here's the one I did forget to show off. This is the 1997 Topps Chrome Record Breakers insert parallel refractor, and just look at that. Just look at that etching. Look at it. Look at the fireworks. Etching matters. Just pops in person. It really does. Okay, another friend of mine gifted me this. I have shown this one off, yes. The 2007 LeBron James Electric Court Gold in a grade 8. All the foil is in gold there, the logo and the name, and then it says Electric Court. For you old OG Upper Deck collectors from back in the 90s, the mid 90s. Let's show off a couple more that I've shown off. Yep. I did pick up, as you saw, the 2001 Bowman Chrome Etro with etching. See the pinstripes on the piping on his jersey. So I did get that, and the Japanese version. You know, it has Japanese writing on the back. All the text is in Japanese versus English. Sneaky difficult card. Just, I think that's a sneaky difficult card. Let's see. I found one of these. Again, I've shown that off with this. Even this does have etching. It's not chromium, but it does have a degree of etching. You can see the S in Seattle there. But these are numbered to 2,999, and then it is a rookie card because it's part of the base set. Just a fantastic shine, and all things considered, very affordable. Well, relative, I guess, to everything else. So I picked up. I should have picked up one of these years ago when I got my LeBron, but I did not. And it is the, I think I showed this, I don't remember. The 2012 Kobe Prism base in a BGS 9. Just, you know, it's just an iconic set. I mean, it's up there with, you know, the other great sets of 86 Fleer, such. So, you know, I've never owned this card, so I wanted to have one of these in my collection. And they're certainly not what they were years ago, but it is what it is. I mean, let's be honest. The stuff we have in our collections is not what it was years ago either. You know, that's the one thing that, prices are so high and whatnot. It's crowded, and, well, so is the stuff you have at home. The prices are high. And it's up to you what you want to do with it. You want to take some of those, take some of that, take some profit off the table, and use it for other stuff you might not normally even bother thinking about. As you're going to see in a couple of minutes, I have no problem with that. But I will always be a rookie card collector. That's when people stop me and they meet me and they first time, hey, what do you collect? Graded rookie cards. That's my answer. I don't have to pause. I don't have to think about it. That's my base foundation. That's who I am. I'm very proud of that. So prior to the show, I decided I'm going to try to focus on Chromium rookies. And I use the word Chromium on purpose because it's like an umbrella for all things chrome. Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome, Finest. Well, not so much Finest, but Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome, Prism. You know, I'm a big fan of Topps Chrome and Prism. You know, I like Optic as well. I like the other brands too, but... And I know I'm not alone in this, but... Oh, let me keep showing off. Stop talking. So first off, I picked up these two. I think I did show them off, but the Joe Burrow Prism rookie in a fine 9, and the Herbert Prism rookie in a fine 9. Man, these pictures are awesome. I think they just might be posed, like, but they just look. These are good looking cards. And what I was just about to talk about before, like, here's my issue, and maybe it's a good problem to have, but you know, I'm not collecting Herbert, but I want to have a Herbert rookie in my collection. So if I were to only have to pick one, it would be this one. If I picked the second one, it would probably be Optic and then Score or something. I mean, I wanted to get to the point, like, maybe mentally is the word, but this is enough, Eric. You don't have to go. The Optic looks great, but you don't have to go get one because you have this one. So I say that now, and probably at some point I'll search eBay and see, you know, what the prices are. You know, and of course non-10s. Prefer PSA, but certainly have no issue with the other companies. But I'm proud to have a Burrow and a Herbert in my collection, and if they wind up sucking, they wind up sucking. That's you know, every collector who's collected for a long time has at least one box of poop in their collection. And that's fine. That's part of the game. It's part of why it's called collecting. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Most people tend not to highlight their L's, and just focus on the W's. But it's good to go all the way around. Let's see. Yeah, let's go in that order. Okay. So as I just mentioned, that it's fine. Actually, obviously, everything you own it, you do what you want with it. Doesn't matter to me. You know, you want to be a flipper, you want to be a grinder, collector. It's all good in my opinion. Anything, you know, there's no such thing as bad press and all that jazz. So I'm going to show off a couple cards here that, under normal circumstances, you know, what has happened to the hobby. If what has happened to the hobby in the last 18 months, I would not own any of the cards I'm about to show off. One of them I've already shown off. But most specifically, these first few. Well, this is the one I showed off before. This is the Luka Chronicles Elite. I don't know why they didn't put Elite on the flip, but blue, which matches the Mavericks team color and is number 299. So this is it's a great photo. It's actually in-game rookie card photo, which is nice. It's parallel. But this is just, I'm very happy to have this. I mean, it's the only, this is the only numbered Luka. It might be the only numbered Luka I own. It's certainly the only numbered graded Luka that I own. So very happy to have that in the collection. I'm obviously a big Luka fan. I'm expecting big things, but again, he could not be. I mean, I'd be surprised, but you know, and there are very few people that are still breathing that don't disappoint. So if you're investment minded, keep that in mind. Get people that aren't breathing rarely disappoint. So keep that in mind. All right. Anyway, so I was walking around the floor with a good friend of mine. Like always, tonight will remain nameless, just because I don't want to miss anybody, and it's just so many great people. And I'm sure he'll show the card he picked up off in his video. But we'll just say it's a very popular basketball player, a very popular parallel product. Let's just put it that way. So, you're doing a lot of walking around. You're seeing people, you're seeing cards, you're seeing prices, you're seeing everything. You're trying to make deals, they fall through. You're trying to pick something up, you get the capital, and then the card gets sold. So that doesn't happen. So you keep looking around, but then you start thinking, and the longer you go to these shows, the years end actually in the same week. Your brain starts grinding. Gears in your head start grinding. You start thinking, especially if you've sold some stuff that you didn't have much in, and you were able to cash out. So you have some disposable hobby funds, so you get some stuff you wouldn't think about. So that's what happened to me. Like I had this one card in mind, and it fell through. So there wasn't another one at the show, and that's okay. Wasn't meant to be. Not complaining, just stating the fact. So while said friend and I were looking at this dealer showcase, and he wound up buying that pretty famous player in a pretty famous parallel, he had these other cards that I started looking at. Like, I had seen them before, but I had never really... They've always been something that I wouldn't buy, essentially. But I think they're underappreciated, and the whole jazz. I'm trying to, always trying to just collect, essentially. But, like, there are things I think that people not necessarily ignoring, but they're out of sight, out of mind type of things. So stop talking, or I can just show. So he had a bunch of these, and this is a 2005 Bowman draft picks. Essentially, it's Bowman. It's like Bowman Chrome. Essentially, it's a Bowman Chrome refractor, and they are numbered on the back. Down here, I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera. It's hard to see. This is number 76 of 300. Kind of right over that red box, which, tops is going to tops. So he had that one, and he had another one. So I grabbed those. Excuse me, always learning Smurf. Just, you can watch from the side, like myself. So we had the 2007 Bowman Chrome refractor, and whoops. Let's see if the camera picks it up. Etching. Yep. Etching on his butt. And these are numbered on the back to $2.99 on the machine stamp, both of them right there. So not as refractory because of the white border, but semi-refractory. I wish this was just a if it was like this, you know, the silver, the top's chrome refractor color, it would be a lot more shiny. So we had two of those. So I got both of those. And I'll probably wind up moving the extras, maybe to try to get a Kobe or something. So we had the 2008 Bowman Chrome. This is a blazer. I mean, this if you saw this in person, the ball has etching. The net has etching. The net has etching. Cavaliers has etching. The headband has etching. It's so freaking beautiful. And these are numbered to $4.99. So there's even more of these there on the back. Fortunately, I only had one of these. I definitely would have liked to spare one of these if possible. So he had one more that, well, he had a bunch more, but you know, can only, you know, these are all fine nines, which helps the price. Let's put it that way. He had a 2005 finest refractor, and just boom with the etching. Boom with the etching. Dunk, live and dunk. I mean, obviously, this would be a lot cooler if it was just the game photo, but it is what it is. It makes it extra shiny. These are numbered to, these are weird numbered, 349 on the back. So, you know, not that finest is forgotten, because it's not, but, you know, I think Bowman basketball, like these chromes, are forgotten, and this is numbered to 300. Excuse me, there aren't very many of these to go around. So I think they're super shiny, obviously, and I'm very happy to have these in the collection. Even the basketball has the etching. It's just so, I mean, talk to just about anyone, and it's like, I get it, Prism is great, but overall, you know, they're not making them like this anymore. And you stop and you think, that how scary is it that this card itself is 16 years old? 2005 is 16, almost 17 years ago. That's, oof, you know, oof, it's just, it's mind-blowing sometimes. So, there was one card I wanted to pick up that I talked to the dealer about a price, and the price was fair, you know. The price was, one thing first. If you go to the National, you go to Gibson's, right? You go to Gibson's and you pick up the seasoning salt. I get it. $6 for this is probably a total ripoff, and it's the same as any store brand, but I get this, and then I get 2 years to use it, and then buy another one at the next show. So you know, I use this, and I automatically think of all the times I've eaten there with friends, and just having a great time, and it's just stuff you can't buy on the internet. I've said that many times. You know, the interactions, the memories, and stuff, you can't buy that on the internet. So, as I was saying, there was a card I was really looking for, and there was one on Thursday. Is it Thursday or Friday? All the days tend to run together. But, you know, a friend of mine knows the dealer. This friend always said, yeah, drop my name. So I did. And, you know, he had a price for X amount, and he said the best he could do on it would be, the math is difficult, you know, 10% off, something like that. Maybe not even that much. But anyway, it was a fair price. It wasn't a steal. And again, you take into consideration everything you have to do when buying on the internet. You know, fees, taxes, shipping, hoping it arrives on time or hoping it arrives undamaged. So when you're at these type of events, actually even regular shows, you pay a little bit more, but you're taking it home with you. You're not. It's done. You know, there's no worried about getting a different copy in the mail or whatnot. It's done. So he gave me a decent price. I asked him if I could think it over. He said, "Sure, absolutely. If it's still there, it's yours." So I decided I would sell another slab or two and then put those funds towards the card that I wanted. And I went around and I found a buyer for the slab, paid cash, and it was a hefty profit, like we've talked about earlier just tonight. And I head over to the booth. Lo and behold, it was gone. It was gone. And this was Friday. Yes, this was Friday. It was gone. Now, I have been looking for this particular card in an 8. And I went around the room. I had friends looking. Friends text me, "Hey, I saw this 8.5, but I can't remember where it is." That's not a new story. That story is... Everyone can tell that story at the show. You see something, but you don't quite remember. You kind of remember. So it's Sunday. I'm saying goodbye to everyone. I'm getting honestly very sad that the event I love so much is coming to an end, especially after a 2-year wait. And you know, not all, but most of my friends had already left Saturday because they have to go back to work today, Monday. So I'm walking around, hanging out with the friends that I still have that are still there, and then I start walking around saying goodbye to all the dealers. This was the first year I didn't have to ask anyone, "Hey, did you have a good show?" Because there was no way not to have a good show, unless you were unwilling to negotiate, or you were living in the prices from months back or years back even. So I'm doing a final loop around, saying goodbye to people, just peeking at, because dealers are constantly adding fresh inventory, and that goes throughout the whole week. So if you walk the whole show Wednesday to Thursday and you say, "Oh, I saw everything," probably by the weekend there's stuff you didn't see that they bought, they didn't put out yet, whatever it may be. So I'm walking and I see this one dealer. He's got three of this card. He's got a PSA 9, a PSA 8, and a BGS 8.5. And he's got a sticker price on it, which is significantly higher than the starting point I had with the one that I missed out on. And may I look at it, the usual. And what are you looking for? He shoots me a number that is a little more than I'm comfortable paying, because at the end of the day it is an 8. But like I just said, buying this kind of card on the internet has its pluses and as minuses as far as all that other stuff. So Yeah, so he gives me a price. I counter his price. He thinks it over for a few seconds. Excuse me. And he says, I can do that. And we have a deal. So, all in all, it cost me $50 more than the one that I missed out on. So, for that price, I wasn't really going to worry about it. I have it now. It's in the collection. Like I said, I don't have to worry about it coming in the mail and whatnot. So, very happy to have this Tom Brady Bowman Chrome rookie card in my collection. He was not in Topps Chrome or Topps flagship that year because Topps, I guess. So, there was that. And that was Sunday. Saturday I was looking at a couple of other like upper echelon quarterback Chrome cards. Chromium rookies. And I found this. Oh, he put the fake sticker on the back. So, if you guys know anything about this card, you know how impossible left to right centering is on this card. And I've tried to buy one of these probably 7 or 8 years ago. And the left to right, I never found a centered copy in a 9, in a non-10. Even the 10s, I would say, are off-centered as well. It must be sheet placement or whatnot, but it is what it is. So, when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's really nice for a 9. The centering is really good. And I was with a friend of mine, and I had him look at it, and he agreed that, man, that centering is really good. But the price sticker was not. It was not that. But the price sticker was well above comps. Like 25% above comps, maybe 20. So, after I picked this up, and this dealer I saw before, it was like the one big loop of leaving, and I knew where this one was. I actually remembered, surprising enough, because I did. Because I had tried to negotiate with the seller on Saturday, and he wasn't budging. He needed full sticker, which the very few cards I've ever bought are full sticker. So, again, I asked him, can I see it? He takes it out. I look it over again. It's the same card. I offer him, what I offered him yesterday. He's just, and not in a negative tone or anything. He's just, no, he's like, I'm going to need full sticker. Like, I offered him $10 below the sticker price. And, if you know this card, it's not cheap. No, going to need full sticker. So I was like, man, and I don't know how many of you guys feel this way, but I like to feel like I win. I've won in making a deal, either buyer or seller. You like to feel that you've won. So, he's $5 off. No, I was like, okay. Well, then I start looking at his other cards. It's like, maybe we can make a package deal. He's like, I'm gonna need sticker pretty much on everything. Like anything good, like the good stuff he had no problems taking home. And who can blame him in this current market? So I was looking through his top-loaded rookie box, and he had, a Bonds 87 Topps for $15. He had a Paul Correa rookie for $12. I think I saw Burry in there for like $10. Like, I can't, man. I can't do that. But then I saw this 19 Chronicles status Pete Alonso rookie. And then, well, it's certainly not worth $5, but I was like, I add that with the Rogers, and I said, all right. Because I told him multiple times, I got to have a win here. I got to have a win here. So he says, all right. Then he added $2 to the total. And we both laughed. He says, no, okay, it's fine. So just so I can feel like I won on the way out, it came with this Pete Alonso rookie. And then as I was, like almost the very last place I stopped at, I saw this. And I believe this is the first year they made. He told me it was. Pretty sure it is. Too late now, right? But I am going to open this, not tonight, but because I'm already running way too long. But now that I'm out of the ultra modern wax game, I'm going to try to enjoy opening product from time to time if I can find it. But I just thought that was fitting way to end my 2021 national experience by picking up a pack of Chromium soccer cards. Actually, I'm not even sure if these are Chromium. I don't think they are, actually, but there's a possibility of it. But anyway, a retail pack of soccer, just representing, and this was, so I said, what do you need on that? He says 15. And SRP is $10, so $11 when you pay tax. And I never saw one of these in person, so I picked it up, called it a day, and then headed home. And here we are.